Alrighty everybody, welcome back to another video. Today's video is just going to be kind of an off video, what I'm doing on the camper. Obviously, you saw by the title. Today I'm going to be attempting to make my own cold box. Like ice chest, but a cold box. Hope you're all having a blessed day, by the way, or evening, or morning, wherever you are. We're going to see if this works. I tried putting a fridge in right here, a mini fridge. But the little inverter I have in here it won't run it. It's too weak. For anybody wondering, it's a Chinese inverter. It's a Love Yuan 500W 1200 surge. So they actually do have pretty good reviews. Usually these foreign units aren't super great, but those actually have some decent reviews. The surge capacity for that is not, it might be 1200 watts for like microseconds, but gets the job done for running my computer and, well, just about everything else, 120 volt. So I could put it down there. Doesn't give me near as much space. So the issue is, part of this is going to be a container that holds the ice. So I don't really know how that would fit. I don't think it would fit. Alrighty everybody, so I got the container here. It's a 20 quart, 19 liter, 16 7/8 long, 11.5 wide, 9 3/8 high. So if I put it here, where there really ain't that much room. Man, why is it so dirty? Alrighty y'all, so for right now, I don't quite know what I'm doing with this area. It's quite a big area. I thought I could turn it into storage, but I think instead I'm just going to leave it open. Who knows what the future holds? Who knows how this might get used? I don't know. This outlet is, it's nice that there's power here, don't get me wrong. Obviously the outlet was for a fridge, so maybe down the road I get a normal fridge. I mean, they use so much electricity, even the 12 volt ones aren't great. If I was going to do that, I'd just make my own Peltier cooler deal. But for now, I'm just going to kind of push this to the side, and we're going to go down here and start making we're going to get measurements. And I'm going to start making this cooler down here. So yeah, let's get to it. Alright everybody, so we are down here. This above is where the Coleman, it's where the Coleman stove goes, camping stove. So I am gonna just get some measurements. Obviously I have my pump, 12 volts ran back here. There's a ground for the pump, my switch, and hot and cold water. Bottom to run all the way out, and I want the top to sit on top versus the top side running down and the bottom meeting it. I'd rather have it like this, I think. So, because this, I believe, gives me more insulation in terms of here and up here. So, bottom's going to run under, top's going to come down, or sides will come down on top of it, rather than running past. So, I'm going to need 2 at 21. I think. I mean, I could make a jog around this. You can kind of see right there. I could go up and over, but then I have this like weird shelf back here that I can't put anything on. And having it come straight up allows airflow to get back behind here and kind of keep these from freezing, because this part of the camper gets cold to begin with. So, I think I'm just gonna have it go up. Okay, I'm gonna cut this. It's literally me with a razor, and it just sucks. Box knife, measuring, writing on plastic. I may throw some clips in. We'll see. It's pretty boring and mundane. Yeah. Oop, that me! Alright, everybody. It's been a little bit since I recorded. I got this thing mostly in. Didn't go as great as I wanted it to. But it is what it is. It's kind of got some wacko spots up in there, like, but that one's good. And then back there's a gap up top, but in the bottom there's not. And I had to cut a relief in this, and you may notice this is facing the wrong way. It's because it is, but I'm not gonna recut a whole sheet. So now I'm putting this stuff in hopes to kind of hold it together. I did silicone the back of it, and then once that silicone dries tomorrow or something, I'll go back over it with this. The goal is to just seal it. So I'm gonna put this one up here and just kind of let y'all see how I'm doing it. So as you can see, that was me trimming out the board that goes across under here to support the counter up there. This duct tape, literal duct tape, is quite sharp because it's aluminum foil. So just, if you ever handle this, be extremely careful to not cut yourself. Wouldn't want that. Wouldn't want to mix slicey yourself. I'm trying. This stuff is it's rather difficult to work with. It's extremely sticky, but then it becomes extremely not sticky, and I don't know. It's a pain in the butt to get in corners, and it's obviously not intended for what I'm using it for. It's meant to go like, oh, that's awful. That's just horrible. It's meant to go like around a duct, obviously. It's not meant to be used in a DIY cooler. I'm just kind of running it to the back and then bending it like that, so I got a crease, and then I can just cut it on that crease. Oh, my knees are hurting super bad. See, that's how you want it to go in, right there. Couldn't have had a worse way to go in. See, the issue with this stuff is, because it's aluminum, it's really rather difficult to work with. Like me messing with it right there just pushed it away from the... And I didn't cut this square, and I'll freeze some. So tomorrow I will make the door and freeze some blocks of water and get them in there and see how long they last. And I'll go ahead and tape the rest of this up. And then I'm not quite sure how I'm doing the door yet. I think the door is going to go in, and I'm going to face it with this so it looks decent. That way I can put a knob on it too to pull it off. So yeah, without further ado, I'll catch you all in a little bit. Well, in a second. Alrighty, everybody, it has been a number of days since I recorded last for this DIY cooler box. I basically just had to let the silicone cure, and then I tried making a door for it, and the door fit too tight and I couldn't get it out and had to destroy the door getting it out. So I had to remake the door right here. We're going to be doing a little test today, just to show you all. I did get everything done in here. I got 2 things of water, bread that has already been refrigerated, and 4 eggs inside this. These just got filled out of the tap, and these came straight from the chicken coop, so they're going to be whatever the temperature was outside. I just went ahead and taped everything up, sealed everything best I could. So the door is right here. I still have to attach the bottom here. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do that, but here it is. This is a grab handle. The screws I originally used were too long, but I took some screws, some washers, and ran it in. So it sits in there. It's really tight. I'd like to make it a little looser, but it goes in like that. We're going to be testing this 1 gallon thing of water and seeing how long it lasts. Obviously, I'd be doing block ice or crushed ice in this here. I did Velcro it down, so we'll see if it stays. If it doesn't, I'll have to Velcro the other side. But this is 1.5 inch, and the front is going to be 1.5 plus, and it does go out around it. So we'll see how long this lasts. You could place your guess down in the comments section if you feel like you should. But this thing might be off. But let's see. The water is 59 degrees, 55. 53, 45, obviously you can tell that's been refrigerated, 52, and then the ice is 8 degrees, 5 degrees, 7 degrees. This thing reads a little weird, so that might not be 100% accurate, but I'm gonna go ahead and get the ice in there, and we'll see how long it takes to cool everything down. I'll check on it in an hour and see, and then basically I just want to see how long the ice lasts. I do have to add a shelf above this, and there would obviously be some more stuff in here besides this stuff. This is just some random stuff that I threw in here, so it's not cooling only air. But we're going to see how this works. Alrighty everybody, so the time is 11:04. We're going to put this in here. Yep. There was a spot up here that I broke out because I thought maybe I could grab it. That ended up not working. So 11:04, I'm going to measure the lid, which is at 52 degrees, and right here, which is going to be 50.9. Everywhere else except here and here, well, and up here, they're butted up against something. This one and the back one have an airspace. So take this, put it in here. There's actually a lot of room. I could probably fit 3 of those, so we'll see how big a bag of ice is that fits in this. If this is too big, I'll downsize this to get more room, but this kind of slides in here like so. It's a really, really tight fit, and it's pretty airtight too. So let me see if I can not knock the heater over. Get it fit in there pretty good. And okay, I'm gonna say that's probably pretty good. Feels pretty in there. And I'll check back in an hour and we'll see how it does. I like that it's got this kind of retro look, like you can obviously tell that this is the cooler box. I'm thinking about attaching this better because when you pull on this, it's pretty hard to get out. I'm worried that I'm gonna bust it again, so we'll see. I may try shaving off around that piece in the middle. So this right here is about 2 inches of insulation, so we'll see how it works. Outside of this, I guess just to measure, it's 58 degrees. So we will get back to it in a little while and see how it goes. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it has been about an hour. I have not checked on this at all. Let me see here. 51, 47, so it's actually somehow warmer here. 47, 51. I have had a heater going. It's been about 50-ish, a little above 50 in here, right at 50. I don't remember what the temperature for this was. 59, almost 60. This may be reading a little high. I think I mentioned that before. I'm not quite sure. Maybe 5 degrees. Maybe 10 degrees, because the thermometer says it's 50 in here, and this is reading 59. So we're gonna go by that. It's 50. Does this read 50? 52, 53, 61. So I guess this is holding. Oh, it's warmer to the touch, that's for sure. Okay. Let's see if I can open this. Oh, it's definitely cooler in here. Not super cold. 46, 44. The water, the lid is 46. Oh yeah, it's starting to cool stuff down in here. Like for real starting to cool stuff down. Oh, the metal is, the 3M tape is cold, 43. The ice is 60. It's obviously, well, I mean, it's pretty cool in here. I guess now I'm just gonna let it go and see how long it lasts. I think, you know what else I could do is I can actually set the ice, or this, I can set this thing upright. I'm not gonna do that though because it's not realistic. So I guess I'll just leave that. It was definitely starting to cool down in there. Like anything that's metal, like these, is cold. I can't really feel it with my fingers because I just touched that. That's pretty impressive actually. Starting to cool stuff down. So I'll check back. Sometimes you just gotta get a little serious with it. Hopefully I don't like bust something. It's a little bit of a pain to get in here, but one thing I do not like about this that the other one was going to be, this is open, all the cold air pours out. Whereas if it was a chest style, you know, it would be different. If this doesn't work down the road, I can rip it out in like seconds. And it was pretty cheap. I want to say it was like 13 bucks for the 1.5 inch sheet and another 9, some caulking, we'll say 40 bucks on the high side. So, I am going to let this thing just kind of cool off, and I will get back to y'all in a couple days, I guess, when the ice is melted, because that's really the next step. Obviously, if it can't refrigerate this stuff that's in here, it's not going to be able to last for camping trips or anything. So, it was getting cold in there, though. That's pretty cool. Like, my hand in there, it was cold, and the drinks and stuff were starting to drop, so I didn't check the eggs, but I'm impressed so far. That's pretty cool. Get back to y'all a little bit later. Oof. Alright everyone, we are back. It has been roughly 5 to 6 days since I put this ice chunk in here. I've just been letting it cool. I did end up taking the eggs out. I did have some bread in there. I opened this probably an average of 2 to 3 times a day, probably 2 times a day. So we'll say it was 5 days and 4 nights, I think. So I opened the cooler box probably about 10 times, maybe a little more than that. Average 2 times a day, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. The door did get easier to take in and out. So this was with 1 pound of water that I'd froze. I went to the store recently and saw that the block ice is 10-pound blocks. So I could fit 2 of those in there. So I should be able to have ice last for, we'll say a maximum of 10 days. I could be pleasantly surprised and it could last longer than that. I do not know. This didn't really have much in it, and I'd planned on putting more in it, but I just didn't get around to it. So I'm going to take this out and just kind of do a recap and I guess end the video. Alright everybody, so as you can see, to take it off, just kind of, I think I already showed that, comes off. Still have not glued this down here yet, but it is still cold in here. It's not near as cold. Interior temps 55, exterior's 62, so the water is fully thawed out at 43. But I did have some of this HVAC ducting aluminum tape come off. I don't know what the deal is. It doesn't work either on the aluminum because one of these I put backwards, or the plastic, but I mean the water is cold. You can see it frosting up, so I'm gonna go ahead and call that good. Like I said, I should be able to fit two chunks of ice in here. Well, that stuck pretty good. I should be able to fit two, almost maybe three. If I really wanted to, I could probably do two ice blocks and some crushed ice. But other than that, I'd say it did pretty good. At some point, I think I'm gonna maybe add a shelf up above. I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna do that because I need to have a support for that. And if I add a support, it cuts down on my room right here. So I may not do that. I'm not quite sure yet. But that's been the ice box. Really nothing to it. Like I said, I'm gonna put some silicone in here and just squish that down, I guess. High chance that it comes undone. But some things I would do differently is, really, I don't know if I'd do much different. I'd make sure these corners were a little better done. This side I couldn't really fix because it's got this 1x2 here, but the three other corners and the ones in the back all like overlap. At some point down the road, I may put some more insulation on a couple sides of this that I can get to, or maybe not. I don't. It's not really needed. To me, 5 days for a gallon is pretty good. So a 10-pound block would probably, I don't know how long it will last. I'll do a test later on and show you guys how long it lasts, and actually put like a whole bunch of like store-bought cold and warm food in here. Because really that first initial rush of cooling is what's really gonna determine the longevity down the road. Opening the door really didn't seem to affect it that much. There was days where I opened the door like 3 times, and I opened the door and like look in here, and like all the air would have a chance to flow out. So you can definitely see that these are cold, not freezing, but cold nonetheless. So other than that, I'm going to end the video here. I'm going to try to get into some more, I've talked about it before on the channel, I'm going to try to get into some more vlog style content rather than this how-to stuff. For some reason I can't figure out how to get out of this, like, I want to do more of like a day-to-day, like this is what I'm doing this day, build this thing, do some other stuff, because, I don't know, I just kind of get sick of like having to narrate. I want the videos, like the last video, the flooding on the farm video, that aligns with more of what I kind of want my videos to be like. Obviously there'll be some structured videos, but yeah, a video like this kind of has to be structured because I do want to show you guys how I'm doing it, but I don't know if it necessarily needs to be its own individual video. It's not a bad thing though that it's its own video, but so I figured I'd give you all one last look here just to show you. This is 1.5. If you had more money, you could do 2-inch and obviously increase your R value significantly. But as you can see, this is quite a big area, so I should be able to put a lot there. I think I'm going to put a shelf in. So this here ended up not working. I tried making it to where I could just grab the door and pull it off, but that didn't work, so I just ended up doing screws with washers into a board on the back, and it just goes in. And as I said, it is easier to push in. I do got this now that I put up right here to start putting stuff in. This was originally in my bedroom. I didn't really use it for a whole lot, so I like it in here. It also, my dad helped me push up on the ceiling, so it kind of helps the ceiling shed water. The ceiling in this camper right here, I never replaced it because I did over the bed area, and the bed area is now 2x4s. This up here is 2x2s, 1.5 by 1.5. And over time the roof has sagged, so it kind of sucks. The roof collects probably, honestly, probably 3 to 5 gallons of water up there, probably 3. So if it's raining really hard, I can use the jacks and tip the whole truck and camper sideways so it drains off. But that was only during severe, like when it was flooding, I had to do that because the roof was like heavily filled with water. So it has been silicone though up there, so it's all watertight as far as I can tell. So without further ado, I'm gonna end this video. If you have stayed this long, dropping a like would be much appreciated, and if you want, you can subscribe. Other than that, head down in the description, check out all the links to my stuff. So yeah, other than that, I will catch you all in the next one. God bless.